Hello and welcome to my channel, Talisman Tarot. In this reading I want to ask the cards and spirit directly through channeling about how you will meet your soulmate. And so I have 6 groups that you can choose from. This will be group number 1, this will be group number 2, this will be group number 3, and this will be group number 4, this will be group number 5, and this will be group number 6. And so I will ask you to use your intuition and choose the group that speaks to you the most, the group that catches your eye, and that group will be your group. And if you need any more time to choose, you can always pause the video, but if you don't need any more time, I'll just move on to the reading. Hello, group number 1. You chose this Yolanda tarot deck. So I will start with some channeling and then I will shuffle the cards for you. So, okay, group number 1. The people who will choose group number 1, how will group number 1 meet their soulmate? Spirit, how will group number 1 meet their soulmate? Okay, so I think you've already met your soulmate. That's coming in quite strongly, so I'm pretty sure you've already met them. So, okay. So I'll ask the spirit, how did you meet your soulmate if you've already met them? So, how did group number 1 meet their soulmate? Group number 1. Okay, so I'm getting something about a baseball field or some kind of sports game. I'm also getting something about the grocery store, but mostly I'm getting that it's like, I think you met at a public place. So it could be a grocery store or a convenience store, or but I'm more getting something about a tall, a high up place, somewhere like a sports arena or something where you sit quite high up and look down. So this could also have been in the theater or something, but I'm also getting that maybe some of you met this person in like a tall building where you could like look out the window and see some kind of sports field out of the window of that tall building. So I'm getting that this could have been in Sweden. You could have met this person in Sweden, in Malmö, but that's very specific. Most of you, I'm just getting that you met this person I'm also getting something about the airport. And that also makes sense with like planes are of course up in the air. So there's something about some place where that could be like up in the air, but that's like, it seems like a common denominator, but then the grocery store thing came up, and that doesn't really follow that common denominator. Sorry, but of course could have been a grocery store in a tall building. like a mall or something, or some kind of store that has something to do with, like, that has a name that means something like air or up tall, top, like top shop, top man, something, or some but I'm getting the feeling that you already know who this is, like. So but I'll shuffle the cards and see what comes through for you, group number 1. This person could also just be very tall, and group number 1, how will you meet your soulmate? How did you meet your soulmate? Okay, so with the Knight of Swords here reversed, it is someone riding a wagon up in the clouds. So there is something about the clouds, up tall. So some you could also have met this person while you were out traveling, and maybe traveling to somewhere that's up in the mountains, where you can see the clouds, like somewhere where there's high altitude. So but this card is reversed, so there could have been something about you being down on the ground while this person was up in the clouds, which could be referring to like someone who's playing like a sports game, and then like you could have been like one, like in the audience, or the other way around, but you could have been in the audience seats, or like and high up and looking down on them playing the sports game on the ground. This could also have been like something about a stage where either you or this person was up on a stage and you were in the audience seats, or the other way around. There could also have been like, you could also have met while on the way to the ground. So like, I don't know what that could be referring to, but could also have met like while doing something like not bungee jumping, but like something adventurous like that. Like if you met while you were out traveling or something, you could have been doing something like that. So I think with the Knight of Cups also reversed, you could have met on a rainy day. It could have been raining the day you met. Or it could have been like the opposite, which I know that's kind of vague, but it could also have been like in a time where there was like had been like a very dry period where there hadn't been rain for a very long time, and so maybe right after you met it started raining again, but it or something like, I don't know, but like it could also be like because this water is up in the air, so maybe there was a lot of water in the air, like very humid, very very moist, to use a very gross word for it, but like the air could have been moist, and that's also there could have been something about horses. So it could have also been some kind of thing where people come and ride horses or something. Or maybe you were riding horses, and this person was like looking at you riding horses, or riding a horse. I don't think you can. Well, you can ride multiple horses, but then you need a wagon for it. Well, there could have been a wagon, like a horse wagon, when you two met, but I don't know if you met on a horse wagon. I don't think that's necessarily possible. But there could have, like, horse wagons are of course also like a transportation device, and so maybe you met in some kind of transportation device. That's a weird word for it, but like a train or a plane or an Uber or a taxi or yeah. So this person could be a water sign or an air sign. With the devil here reversed, there could be something about the devil. Well, the devil is in the detail, and so when it's reversed, it might be referring to how you might have met while not paying attention to details. So maybe when you two met, you were lost, or you were looking for something. Maybe you went to an arena or something and you couldn't find your seats, and then you asked this person, and then you started talking to them, and bonding over that or something. Or maybe you couldn't, like, maybe if you met in school, maybe this could be school related. Maybe you go to a school that have like multiple floors, like a tall building, maybe that, but and you might have been lost and couldn't find the right the place where you couldn't find the classroom, and maybe you asked this person because you couldn't find it, and then this person helped you find it or something. Or maybe maybe you went out to a party, and then you had to take the bus home, but maybe you were too drunk to know when to get off the bus, and so you asked someone in the bus if they could help you find the right help you get out the right in the right place, and you didn't have to be drunk for this to happen. Maybe you were new in some town, and then you had to take the bus, and you didn't know where your stop was, and so you might have asked someone in the bus where if they could help you with that stop or something, with finding out when to get off the bus or something, and so, or just something where you maybe you met this person while unsure about something. Maybe you got into the wrong a wrong location, maybe you entered the wrong apartment building. Maybe you were going to a party somewhere, and you thought you were in the right apartment building, but it turned out that it wasn't the right apartment building, and then you asked someone and started talking to them, and that person might have been your soulmate. And but I think you may or may not know that already. Maybe you started talking, and maybe you're actually very close now or something. I'm not completely sure, but I think it's just it seems that you two met kind of, that it was kind of like an accident that you met, or you just happened to be in the wrong place, but it actually happened to be the right place, because you were supposed to get the number wrong, or get the classroom wrong, or because that led you to this person. So yeah, with the 6 of Wands here, for some of you, this person could have been like a bouncer or something at a club, and you met outside, and you were trying to get in, and maybe you maybe you weren't on the list or something, but you should have been on the list, or there could have been some kind of mix-up, or maybe if this was, like I said in the beginning, some kind of sports game. Maybe you were trying to get into the sports game, and you had your tickets, and then you met maybe your soulmate was the one taking the tickets, being at the door, receiving all the tickets and allowing people access to the arena or whatever, and you had your tickets, but maybe there was some kind of mix-up where or something, I don't know. But I'm also getting that you two met at something that could have been school related, This person could be a Leo. So with the Queen of Swords reversed, I think this kind of also gives me the feeling that, like, if you're a female, you might have met this person while walking around being a bit lost, or something where you were a bit maybe also a bit out of your comfort zone. Something you are maybe doing something that you had never done before, and it was maybe stressing you out because, like, you had to figure out how to do something that you didn't know how to do. Like maybe you were like trying to buy a ticket to something, like from a ticket like dispenser or whatever, and you went to the machine and you tried to figure out the machine and you didn't know how it worked, and maybe this person came to help you because you didn't know how it worked, or like something where this person might have come to your rescue, and maybe this was also in the airport where you had to like do something with those machines in the airport where you had to press in like your luggage and things like that, and maybe it was stressing you out, and so this person came and helped you, or something. But yeah, I think you already have met this person, maybe briefly, and but I think you will, like, if it was only briefly and you haven't spoken to them since, I think you will meet them again in the future, and it will be like a freak accident, or not a freak accident, but like it will be kind of freaky, like, and that because it was kind of it was very random that you met the first time, and so I think it will be random again, like you will meet randomly again. And so, yeah. But I think that's all I have for you, group number 1. I hope this reading was helpful, and if it was, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Hello, group number 2. You chose this Tarot del Fuego tarot deck, and I will start with the channeled message, and then I will shuffle the cards for you. So, okay, group number 2. Group number 2. How will you meet your soulmate? Okay, Best Buy. Is that like a store or anything? Like, I don't know it, but it sounds like a store. So that's kind of interesting. So, but I'll see if something else comes through. Okay, so because that's very specific. But okay, so group number 2, how will you meet your soulmate? There's something about you could meet. This is very specific for one of you. Could meet in Tanzania, on some kind of trip or something to Tanzania. But I'm also getting that I think you will meet, because that can of course not resonate with all of you. But I think you will meet at some place where you will be working, I think. and I think you will be working together with this person. Like you will be not necessarily co-workers, but I think you will be working together at something, maybe a project. Maybe you will work together with some kind of project. On some kind of project. So, or just work together as co-workers. But I think it will be something where you will be very busy, and a lot of back and forth, and a lot of running around, and being busy and doing something, maybe also something very physical. But for some of you, it might just be like a week or so. Like maybe it's some kind of work week where you go on some kind of trip where you have to do like hard labor for like a week or so, maybe for a good cause. I'm also getting that it could happen in December, but I'm mostly getting that because of I think the reason why you will be so busy will be because of the holidays. And so I'm getting the feeling that maybe some of you will take a job in the holidays in December, and or maybe not this year, maybe I don't know, but like in some December month, I think you will take like some job at maybe a store in the Christmas time, because and it will be very short, because it will just be like a week or two, where because they will need more workers in the holidays, and so when the holidays are over, you won't be working there after that. But like it will be like temporary, not permanent. And so I'm getting that it could have something to like that you will have a very temporary job, maybe around the holidays, and then you will meet this person, and you will be very, very busy because of the holidays, and you will like run around being very busy when you meet. There could also be something about like the postal, like the delivery posted package thing, where maybe you will work in some kind of like place where you have to help with delivery of packages, maybe around December, maybe this year, because it will probably be very, very over, like very busy around December this year, but it's always busy around the holidays. So, but yeah, something about the holidays coming in, something about being busy, something about working very hard for a short amount of time together, like and I think you will bond a lot because of like the hard labor and the busyness and like the running around. Like I think you will like have a lot to talk about, and a lot to complain about, like a lot to bitch about, and even though that might not sound very romantic, but I think this person, but when you meet this person, you will realize this person. I'm getting the feeling this person is kind of funny, and especially funny when they are complaining and bitching. And I think you are too, and so I think you might have the same kind of humor. And with the Empress here, I am getting that also this could happen within 9 months from now, because of the pregnancy card. But in 9 months from now, oh, I'm so bad at calculating time. It's ridiculous. Like I'm like, okay, so 9 months from now, and we're in August now. No, we're in September. Okay, like time is very fluent for me. Like I'm very time fluent, if that's a thing. I'm making it a thing if it's not a thing. But like, okay, it's September now, so it's so 9 months from now, it would mean that it would be in in June, maybe. Gosh, that I'm sorry. Okay, so in June, but there's no holiday in June. Well, oh, there's a summer holiday. So maybe this has something to do with the summer holiday. So maybe you'll meet in the summer holiday. Maybe you'll go on a trip next summer. Or this summer but the summer next year. Yeah, that could be interesting. So maybe you'll go on some kind of, maybe you'll also like travel the world, and so maybe you'll meet this person while traveling in the summertime, and yeah, that makes also that makes sense. You might also like meet while like going on interrail, or going on some kind of trip where I don't know, with a star here, you could meet in the US, in the United States. Maybe you will travel like through the United States on some kind of road trip, but that might only be for some of you. Because of like it kind of reminds me of the flag. So it also makes me think of Australia. So maybe also in Australia. But I'm also getting if there's something where you will maybe where you, if you work somewhere now, and you, or if you go to school, either way, your school or your workplace might be planning on going on some kind of trip for where the employees can go to some kind of conference, maybe. And if it's school related, it could also be that a school related conference that will be planned next summer, and maybe you will meet this person there at some kind of conference, school or work related conference. I'm also getting that maybe you will because there's also a volcano here. So maybe you could meet in some kind of place where there are volcanoes. So Hawaii, Iceland, or just somewhere with volcanoes. So and possibly also waterfalls. So yeah. Maybe you'll go to like the maybe you'll meet at like the Grand Canyon or the Niagara Falls, or like some of maybe I'm getting kind of a travel vibe here. It seems that you will meet this person on some kind of trip. And it could be a busy trip. Maybe the hard labor part that I was talking about in the beginning, maybe it's just that it will be very hard to be out traveling. Oh, it's so hard being out on vacation. But sometimes it can be quite hard to be on vacation. It sometimes there's a lot to do, and you have to walk a lot, and but so maybe you'll meet on a vacation while traveling. And maybe you'll meet each other like while seeing some of the great wonders of the world, like Grand Canyon, Niagara Falls, something else like that. Maybe this person is a tour guide. Or maybe you will be a tour guide, or maybe you will work together as tour guides. So, yeah. There's also something, because this is a mermaid, so maybe if you have been like thinking of taking some kind of job on like a ferry or on a cruise ship, then maybe you will meet this person on like on that cruise ship. Maybe they will work together with you on that cruise ship. So yeah. But I guess that's all I have for you, group number 2. I hope this reading was enjoyable, and and helpful, and if it was, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Hello, group number 3. You chose the Icelandic tarot deck. And so how will you meet your soulmate? And so I will start with some channeling, and then I will shuffle the cards for you, group number 3. So how will group number 3 meet their soulmate? I'm getting that it will be in a very romantic setting, but it will be kind of like an accidentally romantic setting. Like it's not. It doesn't seem like it will be planned out. Like you could meet in like some very romantic city, like Paris or London. Don't know if that's so romantic, but like I'm getting a bit like a London vibe here. So because like I'm seeing like the Ferris wheel, the thing in the background. So I'm getting that you will meet somewhere, possibly meet somewhere where there's a Ferris wheel. I think you will meet like possibly at a bar, or but I think it will be somewhere where you will go. I'm just getting that when you meet, like you might not, might not be that romantic like at first when you meet, because you might meet this person at a bar. Maybe this person is a bartender, and so you will meet this person at a bar, and then like they will tell you that they want to meet, that they have to like they have to finish their shift before they can like talk to you, and then they will tell you that you can wait until their shift is over, and then you can go out for a walk, and then you will walk through the city, and I think you will be walking through a city that's kind of like a very beautiful city, like either Paris or London or something, where it will be very romantic. But I'm getting the feeling that this person could be some kind of like work at either work as a bartender or as something like that, and so, and I think you will be on the other side of the counter. So I think they will, like, first when you meet, they will be the ones serving you, and so I don't think you will be working together. I think it will be something where you will go out at to a bar, and then you will start talking to the bartender, and the bartender will ask you out, or you will ask them out. And so you will ask them out. I'm quite sure with the Queen of Wands here. If you are the female, if you are the male, I think, and this is a female, or if you are male interested in females, I think this person will, your soulmate will ask you out. If you are a male who's into other males, then it could be a more the more feminine part of that connection would be the one asking the other one out. So, but that's a bit vague. But if you are if you're the female and this your soulmate is a male, I think even if your soulmate is a female as well, it doesn't really matter. But like, I think there will be the female in this connection will be the one asking the other one out. Or the feminine one in the connection, I mean. So I think yeah, with the Page of Coins here, I think you will meet in some kind of business, like, or some kind of store, some kind of bar, some kind of establishment, some kind of, like, you will meet in where, and I think your soulmate will be at work when you meet. but I don't think you will be at work when I don't think. Yeah, I think this your soulmate will be working while you meet, and it's very likely that they will like ask you to wait until their shift is over before you two can like go out on a date or something. But I think they will be open to it, and because it's your soulmate, so it would. But of course, sometimes it happens that. But I think this person will be open to it. So yeah. I'm getting like a bit of a Pretty Woman vibe, and it's not really. It's not this in the way that you might think. It's not like. But I'm getting. I think it's more. It's more telling me that this person could work in some kind of high-end club or bar, or maybe even a store, but possibly also like a hotel, or something like. I think this person will. I don't know if this person will be wealthy themselves, but I think they will work in some kind of. Their workplace will be kind of a bit extravagant, a bit more high end. I'm also getting Dubai vibes here. So this person could work in some kind of hotel in Dubai or something, or a bar in Dubai, or like some kind of smoke bar in Dubai, where with a water pipe thing. I'm getting a bit of like a water pipe. I think there will be a water pipe for some reason when you two meet. Maybe you have already met. That's maybe only a few of you, but when you meet, I think there will be a water pipe. So 3 of Swords. Okay. So when you two meet, it will likely be a bit of there might be a third party situation going on, and well, of course, our soul. When we meet our soulmate, like of course we can romanticize it and like think of it like as in the fairy tales and all of that, but in reality there is a possibility that we will meet our soulmate while our soulmate is already in a relationship with someone else, and that's of course always heartbreaking, but it might not so there might be something where there could potentially be some kind of disappointment, where maybe this person will even like ask you out, or you will ask them out, and they will accept your invitation to go out on a date, and then they will reveal while on the date that they actually have a girlfriend or boyfriend at home, and this will of course it will be a bummer, of course. But not that there won't be any like hope for the future. It might just like I don't think this person will be in a happy relationship with someone else when they meet you. But it might be a bit of a conflict. It might create a conflict, and it just might complicate things. It might be love at first sight, and you will fall in love, and it will be mutual from both sides, and you will. But there will be something where there's always a catch. Like when things seem too good to be true, they usually are. And so I think when you two meet, you will instantly click, and it will just be like you always had been together, and that you were always supposed to be together, and everything will just make sense. But then there will be something that is going to be revealed that will ruin that perfect picture. And maybe this has already happened. So maybe this is something that has happened in the past, and so you might have already met your soulmate, and like if this story resonates with you, if you have a feeling that you know who this is, but you will maybe meet again, and in the future in different circumstances when you two are. But there might be like I think I hate to say this, but your love story, there might be. There's a possibility that your love story will be a bit of a bumpy ride, because and your journey to your soulmate might be a bit complicated. Like you will meet this person and they will be in a relationship, and then they will stop the relationship after a few months or a few years. But when they stop that relationship that they had going on, you will have started a relationship with someone else, and like then this person will come to you, and you will be like, you should have been here early. If you had just come into my life like a few days earlier, then this wouldn't have been an issue. But like it will be a lot of, and it's divine timing. Sometimes divine timing is bad timing, and constantly bad timing, and it feels that way, at least, that you continue to meet this person in the worst timing possible, but there is a reason for that. There's probably a reason for that. But there could, with the Three of Swords, there could also be something about how you will meet while in grief. Maybe you will be grieving over something else when you meet this person. Like maybe you will meet right after a breakup with someone else, and or maybe you will just meet this person while in a complicated situation. Like if you meet this person in a hotel, you might meet them while in a complicated situation with some staff member, like some other staff member. Like you might be in. There could be something where you are in an argument with another staff member in the hotel because of some mistake that was made, and then this person will come along and try to help get the situation under control or something. But yeah. There's also something about this hat here that makes me think of a costume, or not a costume, but like a maybe you will meet this person while they are dressed up in some kind of, like maybe for work, like maybe they have to dress up for work, or something. Maybe they need to wear a hat for work, or something, or maybe it also makes me think of Napoleon, and so maybe this person is, when you meet this person, you will maybe this is a hint to who your soulmate is, and that could be a very short person. Maybe your soulmate is quite short, and so you can easily like that might just be a hint to you, so that you, when you meet this person, you will know that who they are, and you will know that it's your soulmate if they are very short. This person could be Asian too, not that all Asians are short, but like it's more. I was getting an Asian vibe like in the beginning as well, so. I am getting that this person could be, when you're to meet, they could also be wearing a coat and also a scarf, and that also makes me think of a cold weather. So you might meet this person in the winter time, or in the, like where maybe just a cold day, like a cold day where you need to wear a scarf and you need to wear a coat. So yeah. Okay, so like something else came through as well. So 6 of coins. It says partnership in business, charity, generosity, kindness, and so there could you could meet this person in some kind of charity thing, charity at some kind of charity event, but also just in some kind of business. Maybe this person is a partner in like a business, like has like some kind of high high position in a business. So not necessarily that high, but like they could be a partner. Maybe they founded a business together with some other people. Like maybe they own a bar together with one of their friends or something. But I'm also getting that you will meet this person while in where they have to be kind. So that kind of also makes me think that this person could work in service, like work service, where they will have to be at service to you. So have to be kind to you because that's their job. So like if they work at a hotel, they of course need to be kind to you if you're the customer. So they have to be polite and something like that. With a 9 of Swords, I think there is a possibility that you will meet this person in a low point in your life, but not necessarily that. But there might be, you might meet at a time where like you're kind of in a bad place, or maybe this person is in a bad place because of something. Maybe something will end. Like if you're in a relationship right now, or will be in the future, and it will be the wrong one, then you might meet this person in the end of that relationship, but it will be the beginning of this relationship, and so it will be a bad end, or it will feel like a bad end at first, but it actually will be the beginning of something new and exciting and better, something that's better for you. But there's also something about, because the card says cruelty and violence, so you could also meet this person while like giving some kind of complaint about some, like if this is someone who works at a bar or something, then you might experience some, not necessarily, but maybe you're going to be a witness to some violence, like maybe some people will start fighting, maybe not fighting you, but maybe fighting each other, and at a bar, at the bar where you will meet, and you will go out to the bartender, who will be this person, or the bar owner, if this person is going to be the bar owner, and you will say that, oh, there's something going on outside, and you probably need to do something about it or something. So yeah. But I think that's all I have for you, group number 3. I hope this reading was helpful, and if it was, or enjoyable, and if it was, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Hello, group number 4. You chose this Botticelli tarot deck. And I will start with some channeling, and then I will shuffle the cards for you. So, okay, group number 4. Group number 4. The people who will choose group number 4. Spirit, who is how will group number 4 meet their soulmate? Okay, so I heard like I don't know, I heard like the song like Stand By Your Man song. So either that could mean that you have already found your soulmate, and maybe you're already in a relationship with your soulmate, and so maybe the card, the spirit is saying that you should not be asking about how you will meet your soulmate, because you have already met them, and they are someone you are already in a relationship with right now, possibly. So yeah, but okay, so or maybe you have just already met them, and you know that you have already met your soulmate, and maybe you're kidding yourself a bit about it. Like maybe your intuition has like been trying to tell you that you have already met your soulmate, but you might be fighting it. So it could be someone you have been in a relationship with in the past, but who you chose to break up with, or something. or maybe it just didn't work out, or but even if that's not the case, I'm just getting something about standing, not necessarily standing by your man, but maybe standing by your intuition in the terms of like, if you already know who your soulmate is, and you already know that you have already met them, then you shouldn't second guess that. You should follow your intuition, and if you're and listen to what is being told to you, or like what spirit is trying to tell you. Listen to the hints that the universe is giving you. But okay, but if group number 4 has already met their soulmate, like how did they meet their soulmate? So how did group number 4 meet their soulmate? Something about Black Friday. So maybe some of you met at Black Friday. How did group number 4 meet their soulmate? So 5 of wands reversed. So you could have met at something that maybe at a riot, or some kind of something where you were fighting for something, and that could be Black Friday, fighting for something in a store or something. But I'm also getting that you could have met while fighting for something else, like something bigger. So at some, this could also be like the Black Lives Matter thing. So you could have met while fighting for that, like while demonstrating, while maybe at some kind of demonstration, political demonstration, political some kind of political union thing. Also maybe also at like some kind of political camp or something, where like if you're in a political party, some kind of party, then you might have like met this person at like some kind of camp, or arrangement, or like event that political party hosted. So with the justice here as well, I think you might have been fighting for some kind of justice while you met this person. You could have been fighting for a cause, fighting for the rights of either like some kind of rights, some kind of equality, some kind of something that could have to do with either racism, but also feminism, LGBTQ, Me Too, whatever. It could be any sort of movement, like, but also at some kind of riot, like against some kind of maybe against a political party, or against, like, maybe you were against something that some politicians decided, like in your country, whatever country you're living in, like there might have been something that your your country, the leaders of your country decided on something that made a lot of people very angry, and then you went out rioting, or rioting is not really the word I'm looking for, but like demonstrating against that decision that was made by some politicians or something. And so I think you might have met at that. Or if you haven't met this person already, you will meet at some kind of... But I think you have already met them. And I think you know you have already met them, and I think you are being asked to stand by your gut feeling about this. Like, if you believe that you have found your soulmate, don't let anyone make you think otherwise. Like, maybe you've been talking to some of your friends about it, and maybe your friends have been gotten to your head, like made you rethink it, and made you unsure about it. Like maybe they said like, oh, be careful, it's not, maybe this is not for you, maybe they aren't really that interested in you, and maybe that's not the best friends to have, and maybe you should think about getting some new friends if your friends have been trying to ruin this union between you two. But there might be something where maybe your friends have had a point about it. Like maybe there is something about this person, even though you know this person is your soulmate, there might be something that is not ideal for you, or like maybe this person has is in a relationship, and if that's the case, if this person is in a relationship with someone else, if that's the case, of course maybe that your friends are right, that you probably shouldn't go there. But if your friends are just were just being like naysayers because this person had like some kind of was something about this person that didn't really sit well with them. Like maybe this person is very different from you and all you know. Like maybe this person is from a different culture. Maybe this person is a foreigner and speaks a different speaks a different language. Maybe this person is like a bit of like to use a bit of a punk in some way, or maybe your friends felt like they were there was something about them that just that they would be a bad influence on you or something. Maybe they come from a bad neighborhood, or maybe this person doesn't have like a long education or something. And like, so I'm just getting the feeling that like you might have met this person, and you actually liked them a lot, and maybe that, and I'm getting that it was probably mutual, but then you got home and started talking to either some friends or some family members about this person, and either they were kind of negative about them, or maybe you just while you were talking, you just realized how many things were actually wrong with this person. Like and like I can sort of relate to this because like I have like been on a date once, and I know that's sort of not the thing here that's going on, but like I was on a date once, and while on the date I actually felt a connection, and I felt like it could potentially go somewhere, but then afterwards, when I started talking to my especially my mother, and it wasn't really what she was, it wasn't her who got into my head, but it was just like while I was talking about this person, I just realized so many things that this person did on the date that was so selfish and so even like narcissistic, and even a bit uncalled for, and this person said some things that wasn't like very nice, and this person did some things on the like that it seemed okay while I was on the date, but while I was talking about it afterwards, it was a completely different experience, and that's kind of how sometimes we end up ruining things by sometimes talking about things afterwards can ruin it, because we tend to rationalize and overthink and start seeing like sometimes, because that's kind of the opposite of going with your intuition. If I had gone with my intuition back then and just stuck with that feeling I had afterwards, where I actually felt like the date had gone quite well, and if I had just stuck with that instead of starting to think of everything that this person did that was sort of toxic, and like then maybe I could have given him a better a second chance, and maybe he could have redeemed himself, and but I didn't really give him the chance to do that, because I just like sometimes in retrospect we can I have like this this theory that like the devil is in the retrospect, like it's when we it's like sometimes we can demonize every experience by thinking too much about it, and sometimes we can talk things into becoming even more even worse than they actually were. And not that like even though I know that this person did all those toxic things, like but maybe my intuition, maybe it was like spiritually divinely guided that I was supposed to be blind to all the stupid things that he said, like maybe that was my intuition closing my ears, because my intuition knew that this person, like deep down, this person wasn't toxic, but this person was just acting toxic, and so like sometimes we can overthink things and make things turn out or make things blow things up out of proportions in a way when we think of them in retrospect. And sometimes we can romanticize, and that's also equally as bad if we start romanticizing the past. But sometimes we just so maybe there is someone who you met in the past, who you didn't give a second chance, who maybe deserved a second chance to redeem themselves, because there might have been a lot of reasons why they were acting like a dick when you met them, and it might be worth it to get to the bottom of it and see if there's actually something there, and that's also like what I'm getting with the Queen of Pentacles. I think because like this gives me like Virgin Mary vibes, and like it gives me it makes me feel it makes me think of like forgiveness, and I think you will meet this person as soon as you forgive them. I think you will meet this person as soon as you become the Mother Teresa, when you start giving, like when you try to find the compassion in your heart to try to tolerate some of this, like, because I think you have already found your soulmate. You just need to have more compassion towards their negative sides, and as soon as you start seeing them in a more positive light, I think they will I think that at that point you will meet them again. Maybe you will take contact to them, and like it, and then you will actually meet them. Then you will meet your soulmate, and you have possibly met them before, but then you will meet on a more. I just think you need to be a bit more open. Not that I think you weren't open. I think that you had good reason to be a bit skeptical about this person. And maybe you have been burned before, and maybe you have a hard time trusting people because you might have started a relationship in the past with someone where everyone was telling you that it was a bad idea, but you were following your intuition back then, and you felt like you should be with them, and then it turned out badly, and they ended up being a dick to you, and then everyone around you was like, oh, I told you so, and you might be afraid of getting into that sort of thing again, especially if you have been talking to some people in your life and all of them have been saying to you to not date this person because they are not good for you. Then you feel like if you actually give them a second chance, you will do that all over again as you did back before, and then it will turn out the same way. You will get hurt, and everyone around you will say, "I told you so." But I can't say like that with like certainty that this is a good idea to contact them again, like if you already know who this is. But I think it is your soulmate, and of course soulmates. Sometimes our soulmate is someone who. So sometimes we don't end up with our soulmate, and sometimes we choose not to because we have a free will. We can do what we want. We don't have to be with our soulmate if we don't want to. We can choose whoever we want. But the universe and the spirit will keep giving you hints, and keep pushing you towards your soulmate, and you will. You can either cave in, or you can try to work against it, and working against it might be a safe bet for you, and I understand why you would choose that, but because there are no guarantees that this will be like I don't know. because this person might like that's also the thing about soulmates. Sometimes we meet our soulmates when they are like the draft, when they are the unpolished diamond, and like, or the diamond in the rough, and you will meet them at a state where they are at a state where they are not really that developed, and so maybe you're also supposed to meet them while they are sort of sort of immature and unpolished, because then you can sort of form them, and but I think I think you, if you work for it, I think this could be a very beautiful union, where you could where and when this person develops and becomes more more in alignment with their true self, I think you two will get along very, very well, and you will possibly build something very great, and possibly have children that will, like, sometimes our soulmate is also sometimes, and this is kind of bad, but sometimes our soulmate is not a person that's good for us. Sometimes it's someone who's good for our children, and so it's still our soulmate, even though they might not be that good for us, but we are supposed to be with them and have children with them, because they are supposed to be the father of our children, because they will be our soulmate in the way that they will be very, very good towards our children. And sometimes it's a package deal where, like, our soulmate, because we of course have we don't only think, especially if you're a woman, you don't only think about yourself, you also think about the eggs that are the half part of the baby that you will create in the future. And so you will you have that inside you right now, that potential. So so you will think, well, your future child is inside you right now, or that half of it is, and you are also your soulmate is also your children's soulmate, not in a creepy way, you know, but you will, maybe this person is not going to be that good for you, but they will be like an amazing father for your children. And I know that sucks, but that's kind of what I'm getting at. So with the Nine of Wands here, I think you might have met this person while defending someone else as well, or maybe you will meet them if you don't know who this is, and then you will meet them while defending someone else, and that also makes sense with the demonstration and like the political thing. You might meet at some kind of thing where you're defending someone else, or maybe you did that in the past, or maybe this is also like, maybe you met while having some kind of conversation, like with some friends, and then you were defending one of your friends because someone said something to them, and so maybe that's also a thing. So okay, with sun here, definitely that makes sense with what I said before about the children thing. I think your soulmate is the father of your children first and foremost, and they are the soulmate of your future children. It's this. It's also like if you, I don't know if you met this person in the past or if you haven't met them, but like I think one hint is also that when you meet this person, you will instantly think that they will be that they could be a great dad or a great mother, whatever gender, but you will instantly have that feeling where you can actually see them as the father or mother of your child. Maybe it's also a hint that maybe you have already if you have met this person in the past, you might have already thought about how your genes would complement each other, that you two would create really great children together because maybe both of you have maybe you have thought about how your children would look or how they would be, something like that. Or maybe you will in the future, but it could be a hint that you will, when you first meet this person, you will think instantly of them as a parent, and how they would do as a parent, and maybe you will even picture them in the parent role as the parent of your future children. So I think maybe this person is one of those who maybe they are not that smart and highly educated or something, but they might have something where they have a very childlike spirit where they are very happy and positive and maybe even to the point where they are a bit naive and a bit well, maybe they seem a bit a bit simple, but really but this is also the thing that will make them a very great father or mother, because this person will be very fun, very and they have an ability to become as a child and play with children as if on their wavelength, being around children and playing with children as if they were a part of the children, and that's also always a fun quality when we find a partner. It's always a good thing when that we can see how they can actually interact with children really well, and also empathize really well with children, and maybe they have an ability to see the children's needs. Maybe this person is not really that. Maybe this person is in some ways a bit dysfunctional, but maybe mostly for themselves. This person might not be the greatest person for when it comes to having maybe they don't have their life together. Maybe they have a few toxic traits, a few habits that they do. Maybe this person even has like an addiction or something that where they are kind of, but it's mostly something that's affecting them. Like they don't allow. I don't think this person would allow it to affect other people. It's more like this person is doing it to themselves. They are, and so this person could maybe doesn't seem as like father or mother material, but they are, because they have that ability to see a child as like an equal, but also being able to see. I think this person has a good ability to see what a child needs, maybe not the practical needs, but like emotionally. Like I think this person is actually really good at empathizing with children. And maybe this person is not good at empathizing with adults, but and that might be why you didn't really see them as like a good fit for you, because you might have gotten like the feeling that they didn't have that much empathy, and they might not have that towards adults, but I think this person has like an endless amount of empathy for children, and maybe that's because they never really grew past and that is that doesn't sound that good, but like maybe something happened in their childhood that might have caused them to never really grow up and be a bit stuck in the child mentality, but that also makes them able to interact with children on their level, and empathize with them on their level, and see what they need and see their emotions, how things are affecting children, because they see themselves a bit as a child, and I think that might be why they have a hard time empathizing with adults, because they don't really see themselves as an adult, and so they can't really it's like the link is not there. It's they don't. They have like that thing, maybe even they have that things still where they feel like a child talking to an adult when they talk to adults. So when they talk to an adult, they have that child thing where they where they are just feel like all the adults are just being mean and on not fun, and just boring and mean, and like, you know, that kind of childish way of looking at adults. And so this person might have that still, even as an adult. They meet other adults and like they don't really see how they are like the same as the adults, but they have like that, you're mean or boring or just a party pooper, if and so like you might notice like this person will come up with like if you start a relationship with this person, this person will have like ideas that are a bit childish. Like they will come up with an idea that is maybe completely unrealistic, and you will be the adult saying like, oh, that can't that's not, so that you can't do that, and they will be like a child feeling like, oh, you're so mean, but you're a mean adult, you don't want you don't allow me to do anything, and so it's, and many adults are like that, and like so like this is the type of person who will always want to do fun things with children, and like they will be very spontaneous and impulsive and fun, and your children will see them as the shit, especially when they are still children. When your children become teenagers, it might become an issue, because then they will have outgrown his view of himself. Not that this person is like, it's not that this person has like some development issue, or that this person has a low IQ, or that this person is dumb or anything. It's not that. It's more that this person has a self-image that is of a child, even though they can be the brightest person in the world, but their view of themselves will still be that of a child. And so it's not like there's something wrong with this person, that this person didn't get enough oxygen to his brain when he was a baby or something. But like it's or that he was dropped or as a baby or something. There's nothing wrong with their brain. There's just something wrong with their view of themselves. And it's kind of like I guess it's kind of like body dysmorphia. It's an age dysmorphia where they see themselves as a lot younger than they actually are, and so they will be very fun towards your children, but they will also be one of the children. So you will have to raise your children and this person as a children as well, and that will be annoying, but they will be very fun, and they will do a lot of fun things with the children, and this person will very likely put everything aside to be a great dad, if this is a man, especially if it's a man. I think this person will be very determined on being the best dad for his children, and he will do whatever to make his children like him, and also a bit as a friend, and that will be a bit, but this person will be very spontaneous. They will go out like they will go on a trip like spontaneously go on a trip with the children and see something like and do something fun with the children, but they will lack the practical sense where they will take the children for a ride and go out to like on an adventure somewhere, but they will forget to pack like food and water to go on the trip, and so but they will lack that practical sense where that can be where you can be like the perfect counterpart to this person, because you could be a very good team. And so because I think you are you might be the Queen of Pentacles, you might have a good sense of practicality, planning things, and this person can't plan for shit, but you can, and so together you can have that, and so also like pro tip, I know this is way out in the future and it doesn't, but I'll just say it anyway. You will, when you have, if you have children with this person, while your children are still children, you will have to accept that they will love their father a lot more than you, because the father will be fun. And this will be very hard for you, possibly to accept, and because it's hard for anyone to feel like you have to be the boring parent, and you will probably also be very angry at this person, because this person kind of makes you become that boring person, because you will always have to say no, and this person will always say yes, and then you will have to be go in and be the party pooper and say, no, you can't do that. Your children will see you as a party pooper in the first in their childhood, in the first years of their life, but when they become teenagers and young adults, and for the rest of their life, they will then you will become the favorite, and so you just have to like accept that. You will just have to accept that in the first years, that you will always have to be the bad cop all the time. But with time, when they become teenagers, they will start liking that you're the bad cop, liking the fact that you are are more like they will start appreciating that a lot more with time, and they will come to you more in the future, especially as teenagers and especially as like adults in the future. It will be you who they will confide in, because they know that you will understand them more and you will empathize with them more, because the empathy will lack a bit when when your children start becoming adults, and that is it might get kind of hard for the children, but that is just, then you just need to take that role on and become the empathetic part, where maybe the great thing about this balanced relationship is that maybe you I know this might not sound that good, and maybe it doesn't resonate with you, but maybe you don't have that much empathy for children, and I know that sounds bad, but like I think I feel like I might have more empathy with adults than I do for children, but it's not because I don't have. It's more that like I have something where like I don't really get children, or like I get them, but like I don't really know how to handle them, and it's probably because I don't have any experience with it, but like I don't know what they want from me. Like if a child comes up to me, and like I'm a psychic, but I don't know, like I don't, I'm like, what do you want? Please tell me. Like I can read your mind, like, but and like I can read like most people, like many people's minds, like, or like, but I can read children. I have it's I don't know. So maybe it's good that you will like if you have children with this person. It's maybe good that this person has so much empathy for children, because it will take that burden off your shoulders if you feel like you might have like a bit of an issue. Especially on understand it might not be an empathy thing, but it might just be that you might like me have a bit have something where you don't really understand children, or how they work, or like what to do to make them stop crying, how to maneuver children, especially newborns, like how it's like a science to figure out like what do they want, like but so yeah, with the Two of Cups, Well, I think this is maybe confirmation that this person that I have been talking about, that it is like, if you choose to be with this person, it will become really a very beautiful union. And with the Page of Cups as well, I think there might be something about like when you two met, if you met in the past. I think this person might have like at least thrown the ball to your to your field, like, or how do you say that? Like, but like they might have you might there is some. I'm getting the feeling that the ball is in your field. You can decide whether this union is going to happen or not. It seems that the decision seems to be yours. So if you want, like, if it's someone from the past, if you would like to start something with this person, you can take contact to them, and I think they will be open to it. So yeah, but that's all I have for you, group number 4. I hope this reading was helpful, and if it was, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Hello, group number 5. You chose this medicine woman tarot deck, and I will start with a channeled message, and then I will shuffle the cards for you. So, okay. Group number 5. Group number 5, the people who will choose group number 5. Okay, so Spirit, how will group number 5 meet their soulmate? Something about music. So it might be something where there's music going on in the background, or where you will be singing, or this person will be singing, like a karaoke thing, or something about music, but something about music where you don't really know the lyrics, and so that kind of makes me think of a karaoke bar, but I don't think that resonates with all of you. But there could also be like some kind of song competition, or just a club. Maybe you'll meet at a club where there's like a lot of music going on in the background, or not just in the background, but also in like maybe like very loud music. Maybe at a musical. Maybe you'll meet at a musical, but maybe also at like the theater, or just something about like maybe at a music show, or at a festival, a music festival. Just I think there will be a lot of music, a lot of singing. So maybe also something where you have to sing. So at some kind of like choir, or some kind of bar where you have to sing, like maybe not necessarily just karaoke, but like one of those. I'm also getting something about those bars in maybe, I'm not sure if it's in Switzerland or like where there's like folk music, where there's like folk music bars where you come and then like you have to sing together, or some folk music and everyone gets like the lyrics, and then they all have to sing the same song. Something about like singing together like the same song. So this could also be one of those camps, or like some kind of thing where you have to like sing together like every morning, like, and I don't know if that's a common thing, but like at least like in Denmark, that's kind of a very common things, a common thing that, and I think that's also like in the other Nordic countries, where there are like these resorts that you can go on, like, but it's like a school thing where you, I don't know the word for it in like if there's a word for this in English, or if it's, but like there might be something where you have to, where some kind of school, or but or like resort, or like a camp where you have to like sing together like every morning. But also maybe some kind of singing camp, like a music camp, or a music like a summer camp, for where maybe a music summer camp. Maybe also like something about an instrument, like a bass, like playing the bass music camp. That's very specific, but like at like Bentley, or so that was something that came through. I'm not sure if that's anything, but you might meet this your soulmate at some kind of camp, summer camp, something where you sing together. But even if you don't sing together, you might play some music together, or just if you, I don't know. But you could also meet at like, I'm also getting like when you get your like when you have like that ceremony, like especially in the US, I think, where you where you get your citizenship. Then there's like this ceremony where you have to sing the anthem, the national anthem, and so maybe you'll meet your soulmate while getting your citizenship, or something. Or maybe just something where you have to sing the national anthem, and so that could also be like at like a sports event or something, at a game or something. But I'm also getting like Finland. I don't know why that came through. Maybe you'll meet in Finland, but that's maybe very specific for one of you. So with the 8 of arrows. Reversed, it's 8 of swords. So there is, like, when it's upright, you can see there's like someone playing some instrument here in the background. So, and it's reversed, so like maybe it means like the person in the background here playing this instrument might get in the front. So maybe there will be something where you will be up on a stage and this person will be watching you play music. But I'm also getting that there will be something where you have had, like, I think you will meet your soulmate after like a period where you have been sort of isolated, and then like you will do something, maybe like if it's a summer camp next year, for instance, you might have like postponed this for a long time because you haven't, maybe you haven't felt like you could do it, and maybe you have already met this person, and so maybe you met this summer at a summer camp, and maybe you went to the summer camp. Maybe you were supposed to go like before, like a few years ago or a year ago, or like but you ended up, but it was postponed, and like maybe you met or will meet like after you have had like a period where you have been in isolation, and then like re-emerge into society in like a grand way, and like do some, maybe next year, like after all of, like if the pandemic will have like settled, or not settled, that's a bad word to use, but become more mild, or become like not at all, that's, but next year, then I think you will maybe do something like go on a summer camp, or maybe go interrailing, or like do something where go to Europe, see Europe, or whatever, go out traveling, and maybe there's also something about a tour here, like maybe you have been thinking about going on a tour, but you haven't been able to do that because of the pandemic, and so maybe next year you will go on that tour, and you'll meet your soulmate on that tour. So I think yeah. So group number 5, how will you meet your soulmate? Group number 5. Too many cards. How will you meet your soulmate? Group number 5. Group number 5. Group number 5. How will you meet your soulmate? I think you will be quite excited about this person when you meet. Like I'm getting like a very very squeaky voice, like and like you know that when we're really excited about something, we can sometimes like have a kind of like a squeaky voice. But this person could also have a squeaky voice. But there's also something about a high-pitched voice. Maybe you have a high-pitched voice, and maybe that's why you're so good at singing. I don't know. So, but with the sun here, I think you might. Maybe you will meet this. Maybe it will be in the summer. You will meet, and like maybe a very sunny place. Or yeah, or just like a warm, like, but I think it will be like while you're in a rebirth, like, or like, and that kind of also makes sense. Like I think you will meet this person as you as your life changes drastically, like and while you're changing drastically, like something will be change in your life that will just put where you will have like some kind of rebirth, where and that could be like the end, like, or the end of the pandemic, and like everything, like, and maybe feeling like reborn, because you can like do everything again that you used to be able to do. But there's also one thing here, and like I don't know if I should say this, because okay, but with the rebirth here is one thing popped up in my mind, and it's that maybe you will meet your soulmate in your next life, like when you go through like the actual rebirth, like when you become born again in a like in your next life, and so maybe there's something here where. But like I don't think no, I don't think that's like I don't want to believe that. I think there is with the with the 10 of arrows, it's 10 of swords. There is an indication that maybe you have already met your soulmate, but it didn't work out, and maybe it was never supposed to work out between you two. Like maybe you met your soulmate, it didn't work out, but maybe it just wasn't supposed to work out in this life. Maybe in the next life it will work out. But that's depressing. Like I'm going to shuffle some more cards. But there could also be something about, like, if we ignore the fact that this is 10 of swords, this card doesn't really indicate, and like the usual 10 of swords, like it doesn't have a usual 10 of sword depressing picture. Because this is actually quite wholesome, but this could also mean that, like, even though it might not happen, that it's still wholesome, like that if you missed your soulmate connection in this life, that might not be that bad as you think it is, or because maybe like no one is like we don't have to be with our soulmate, like, and we can have a perfectly wonderful life with someone who's not our soulmate. Like it's not like there's also something here where you might have met them, it didn't work out, but it didn't work, and like it seems that there's no possibility for it actually working out, and sometimes things work out that way. Sometimes things happen, things cannot be repaired, and they shouldn't, because okay, I have a specific message for one of you, and that's kind of depressing, and I don't know like if that's even true, but like I am getting this strong feeling, because this is a seance. This is people getting together talking about the dead people. And even though it does look wholesome in the way that people are not, and it is wholesome, but it might indicate that you have a soulmate, but they are not living. That they passed away, or there could also just be something about how you will meet your soulmate at some sort of seance where you're trying to communicate with the dead. So maybe if you go to some kind of meeting, you like some kind of spiritual meeting in the future, you might meet your soulmate there. But your soulmate might be a spirit right now there, and maybe you've never met them. I don't know. It's something where I get the sense that maybe your soulmate is not in this world. But maybe not dead either. Like it's like maybe there's also something weird about soulmate, like especially if we believe in reincarnation of the soul. Like how can the soul have, like if the soul has one soulmate, like if our soul has one mate, and our soul is reincarnated over and over and over and over again, and then there might be a possibility that you have had a soulmate that has stopped reincarnating the last time. So like has like if you're a Buddhist, like you would call it nirvana, that this person's soul has maybe reached the nirvana the last time, and so maybe your soulmate is not is in the ether right now, in the spiritual realm, even though it might it might have always been there, and maybe that's wonderful actually, even though like it might not seem that way, but like maybe you have had a soulmate that where you've met over plenty of reincarnations, where your souls have connected over many reincarnations, and maybe you were not supposed to, like maybe you were supposed to take the journey longer, and this person was supposed to stop the last time. In the last reincarnation, you had to go through one more to get, or a few more to get some things sorted out, and this means that this person is somewhere else, but maybe somewhere else where this person actually can be of some kind of help to you. So maybe your soulmate is like your spirit guide, which would be kind of awesome. Like, if that's actually like, that's insane. Like that's actually, like, I've never really thought about that as a possibility, but like when I think of it now, like that would be brilliant. So yeah, like maybe you won't be finding your soulmate in this life, but that doesn't, because your soulmate is someone you have already, like, yeah, but that doesn't mean you can't find someone else who's not your soulmate, who's like the next best thing, like that. Find, it's like, think of, in a way, you're a widow. You were born, maybe even born a widow, from your soulmate who didn't take the journey as far as you. So in a way, you're a widow, and like with widows, you will have to find someone else, and that. And that you can have just as good a life with someone who's not your soulmate. So yeah, find the next best thing, and that next best thing could be that person that you will find at that concert, or at that musical thing, at that summer camp or something. So it might not be your soulmate, but it might be the next best thing, and so maybe also someone that your soulmate, who is your spirit guide, will approve of, and maybe even try to get you to get together, which is kind of weird that your soulmate would try to guide you towards someone in a love, someone that you could have like a romantic relationship with. This is so weird, but it kind of makes sense. Like, yeah, it's kind of exciting. But like, yeah, so okay, what else comes through? So with 9 of wands here, or 9 of pipes, this says 9 of pipes, but I think I think you can still find your soulmate, even though your soulmate is on the other side. Because especially if it's your spirit guide, then of course you can get close to them by by strengthening your psychic abilities, and by strengthening your intuition, and by becoming more open to receive messages from your spirit guide who is your soulmate. And so so by connecting as a psychic medium to them, but there's also well, there's, I don't know if yeah, but like look at signs, like for instance, like you can see it with the eagle coming up here. Like look at some of, maybe try to pay attention to like signs where like maybe you like ask your spirit guides about like what should I do next, and then like pay attention to your environment and see if there will like happen something around you that could be a hint. Like for instance, if an eagle came flew past you right after you had like said like something about like where should I live in the world, for instance, and then an eagle would or something, and then you could, okay, I need to move to somewhere where like, you know, to the United States or whatever. I'm not like trying to make you move to United States, but there might also be something about how your soulmate, or your, not your soulmate, but your the next best thing to your soulmate could live in United States, and that was also what I said before. So, and that's kind of what I'm getting with the eagle here, because it reminds me of United States, and so. But also other like places where there's like an eagle, and doesn't Canada also have like, isn't there something about an eagle in like, or there might not be other countries where there that are like associated with eagles in some way. I don't even think this is an eagle though. Like I think it's a falcon or something. I'm not completely sure, but if it's a falcon, then there like then I think there could be numerous other things coming in here, like where I associate falcons with maybe Scotland, or like I don't know why, but like. Isn't there like that sport, the falconry? Like no, I don't think that's the name. No, you know, where you send like a falcon. I don't even know if that's a real word, the right word for it. But like there's like a sport, and I feel like Scotland, and it's like a big in Scotland or England, or I'm not really sure if that's even correct, but yeah, so the falcon also makes me think of Merlin for some weird reason. And Merlin, that would geographically put you like in the United Kingdom, somewhere, I don't know, but also like more the Nordic countries. So there's something about Merlin. Maybe look up because there might be something about Merlin that's significant in some way. Maybe it has a clue about who your soulmate was. Not that, but like there could be something about that. But so. With the 6 of stones here, which is 6 of pentacles, I think there is like something about a river here, and this person is taking is like picking up stones from a river, but also potentially putting them back. So there might be something about stones where like you can connect with your soulmate, the spirit guide of through stones, maybe Stonehenge as well, and something about, but also about how maybe you will find your soulmate or the next best thing to your soulmate when you start. Like I think it might be saying that there's like a lot of fish in the sea. You just have to dive in, and like you can't, you won't, or you just have to fish for them. Like you won't be like catching any fish if you're like 10 kilometers from the shore. Like you need to actually be there, like in next to the water to and fish to be able to catch anything. Like if you're like isolated at home, there you won't be finding your soulmate because you need to put yourself out there. So, yeah. But there's also something about water. So, like, if you want to connect with the soulmate spirit guide that you have, you could connect through water, like, or something. But yeah, I think that's all I have for you. Group number 5. I hope this reading was enjoyable. If it and if it was, then please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Hello, group number 6. I will start with some channeling, and then I will shuffle the cards for you. So, okay, group number 6. Who is your soulmate? Who is group number 6's soulmate? Sorry, how will you meet? Maybe it's interesting to ask who is your soulmate. But I'll ask about how will you meet. So how will you meet your soulmate? Group number 6. How will group number 6 meet their soulmate? like this is kind of a cliche, but it's like I'm getting that you will meet them when you stop looking, like when you least expect it, like when you stop looking, when you stop looking for love, when you stop like there's something about like the universe working in mysterious ways. Like I'm getting like some kind of scenario where like you're maybe on Tinder, like, and maybe this will happen in the future, maybe this is already happening, I don't know, but like where you're on Tinder and like going on dates and like trying to find love, and you won't be finding anyone, and then like at the moment you delete the Tinder app, then you will find your soulmate. Like right at the moment where you just give up and say, okay, this is not working, and maybe even when you give up on love and just say, I'm fine just being on my own, I don't need anyone, I'll just try to live my best life being single for the rest of my life. When you right at that moment, I think someone will come in to your life, and I'm getting like some names here, like I'm not complete. Bernard. And well, that was the only name. But I think there was like a few other names, but like Thomas also, Michael. Also, like the name, the Danish or Scandinavian name, Rasmus. So that is like maybe that is very specific for maybe one of you. So with the sun here reversed, I think, well, that makes a lot of sense, because the sun is about positivity. When it's upright, when it's reversed, it's about negativity or pessimism, and so like I think you will meet your soulmate when you're very pessimistic about love, when you're like right at that moment where you just want to throw in the towel and just say, fuck it, I'm done. And I think right at that moment, someone will come up, and someone will come up to you, maybe from the past. Maybe someone from the past will come back into your life. So maybe you've already met your soulmate, but maybe it was very briefly. And maybe it's someone like, because I don't think you've met your soulmate yet, but in another way, I think you do. I think you have met them, but it's like when you meet, if you have met them before, I think when you meet them again, it will not be the same person. Like they will have changed so much, so that it will actually be like you will meet again, like meet like for the first time when you meet again. Like it will be a new person. So there might be someone in your life who, when you met them, they were maybe not that great, but they will change a lot and become or maybe someone was not an option in the past, not an option for you, and then but they will be in the future, because but there might have, like you might have met this person and that, but there was like something that maybe this person had, like was in a relationship and then so it couldn't work, so but maybe they will come back, and when they come back they will not be in that relationship anymore. And there's also, because this is Humpty Dumpty, that thing, and like I'm not completely sure I'm like familiar with that story, but or whatever that, but like isn't that the one where like isn't Humpty Dumpty that one where he breaks and then he gets put together, or is that another story? I'm not sure, but either way, that's kind of what my association with it. And so maybe when when it's upright, it seems that the Humpty Dumpty, if it's that, if it's even Humpty Dumpty, I don't know, I'm not completely sure, but like is reaching out to the girl who is Alice in Wonderland. I don't think it's the same story, but it's a mix-up. It does, but and so he's reaching out to her, but when it's reversed, she's reaching out to him, like she's giving him a helping hand. And before it was kind of, so like maybe before when you two met before, this person might have been on top and you might have been like a bit like down, and but then it will be reversed, like when you two meet again, or then in some way the roles will be reversed, like they will reach out to you, or or you will reach out to them in the way that like they will need your help, maybe with something in the future, and so they will come back and like, and I think they will be kind of I think there's going to happen something in this person's life where they will be kind of down and broken in a way. Maybe if this person was in a relationship when you first met, then they will be in a breakup, and then like they will be very broken up about the breakup, and they will reach out to you to help them get out of that broken state, to fix them, like, and to become whole again, like. And so there's I think the circumstances that you, but this could also be you. Like maybe you will meet this person while being quite broken, and or while you're kind of broken up about maybe love, and like being quite pessimistic about everything, and this person will come in and like fix it. So either way, either you will fix them or they will fix you, or maybe you will fix each other. But it seems that you two, like if you've met in the past, it was divinely guided that you were not supposed to meet at that time, because even though that might sound like a cruel joke, but maybe it was always, maybe it's all meant to happen this way. Maybe you two are meant to be broken, something has to happen in both of your lives that needs to break you, so that when you two come together, you can make each other whole. Like you will, it's like with a heart, like this is going to be so corny, but like it's your both your hearts need to be broken into broken, and like you both need to be like two broken hearts, and then you need to get together, and in order to be able to get together and becoming one whole in love, in this, you need to be broken. Your heart need to, both your hearts need to be broken first, and you, so that you can make each other whole and fix each other, and by fixing each other, becoming one in a weird way. So I think you will meet while you are both broken up about something that has to do with love, I think. Maybe you will have both broken up with, or maybe both of you will have been broken, been the one who were like, maybe you both will get, will have like, where you, it's very hard to explain, but like, I think you will just both be broken up about a relationship, and then you will meet, and then you will make each other whole. You will become whole in this union. In order to create this beautiful union, you both had to go through something where you had to have a bad experience, also to be able to maybe see how good this experience is. Like sometimes we need to experience something bad in order to be able to what's the word for it? See the worth in what you actually have. Like see how great what you actually have is. Like you like we don't know how what we have until like we lose it, and like we don't know how and yeah, I think when you both have had some bad experiences, maybe even multiple bad experiences in love, you will be able to see how great this relationship actually is. And so that's maybe not something you would have been able to see if you hadn't had these bad experiences before. So you need these bad experiences in order to be able to be able to like I hate that I don't remember that word for it. See the worth in this, like, because see how great this is, but you need something to compare it to, because if you don't have anything to compare it to, you will think that like you will always think the grass is greener on the other side, and you need to go to the other side to be able to know that it's actually not greener at all. And so when you find out, okay, the grass wasn't greener, then you will realize that then you will start appreciating the this thing, this connection. So yeah, so maybe you met, but you couldn't appreciate it. Or you were blind to it because you wouldn't have appreciated it back then as much as you will in the future, and as you both will in the future, because you will be able to appreciate it in comparison to what you have been through. And so sometimes we need something to measure it up against. And so with the High Priestess, it's like again, it's like maybe you met this person, but maybe you don't even know that you met them, or maybe you didn't really think of them as anything special, and it's because you were blindfolded. You weren't able to see how great it was until you have learned how bad it can get. And that's like sometimes, like, well, we only know what we know. Like, if we don't know that how bad it can get, we will not learn to appreciate what. But and maybe like the values that you will appreciate in the future is maybe not the values that you appreciated when you met this person, when you met them, if you have met them, because we get wiser with age, and we start seeing some things as like, maybe when you met this person you thought they were kind of boring or something, but maybe in the future boring will be exactly what you're looking for. And so yeah, but you might not be able to see it now, and you were not able to see it when you met them, but you will be able to see it in the future. And maybe you're not supposed to see it either now. Like, if you have no clue who this is, that's maybe meant to, like, that's divinely guided. That's you are being blindfolded by the spirit to not see this right now, because you are, or you're just blind to it now because you need to, like when you see something before you learn it. Like, if you hear something before you learn about it, then, like, if you hear something about biology, and then you study biology for 5 years in the university or something, then you will look back then when you heard about, like, something about biology before, and of course, like, you understand it like after the 5 years you understand what you heard back then. But back then, when you heard it before you had studied it, then you didn't know what it was. But now you suddenly do know what it is. Like you can't know what something is until you know know about it, and until you learn about it, and until you and so you shouldn't you shouldn't rush it. It will dawn. You will realize this in the future, like that and it will come as a surprise, and it's supposed to do that. It's supposed to be a surprise. Sometimes we're blindfolded for a reason, and it's because we need to learn something before we can acknowledge it, before we can something, I don't know. But yeah, I think I'll end this reading because it really seems like it's supposed to be a mystery, and it's supposed to come as a bit of a surprise to you. So I'm not going to take it further. So yeah, but that's all I have for you, group number 6. I hope this reading was enjoyable and helpful, or whatever. And if it was, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye.